We're back at it with the Vinery mod, this time building a wine cellar, and then we're playing around with a pretty explosive wine. Drink with caution on this episode of OlympusCraft. How's it going, everyone? JB here, back again on the OlympusCraft SMP. I'm over at our beautiful homestead base today and standing in front of the house. Let's go ahead and head around back to check out what we worked on last time, which was the Vinery mod. We played all around with that, which was great. And today we're going to wrap up some of the Vinery mod stuff. We set up these stems and the grapevines last time, and I love the grapevine look. I think that this is a great addition to our backyard here. It's really making this feel like a lived-in space with all the decorating here. I still have a little bit more we want to add. The Vinery mod also has apple and cherry trees, so I definitely want to add those over here on this leftmost side where I've got some spare space and a little bit more little landscaping to do to finish off this area, including maybe a few more trees and adding in some striped grass patches, reintroducing some of the prairie grass, of course. But before we do any of that, we really need a wine cellar to put all of the Vinery stuff and to make some wine. So let's get to work on that. Now that we've got that made, here are all of the items that come with the Vinery mod. Not that one. Here are some of the items that come with the Vinery mod, and we want to kind of showcase this in today's episode. All of these are basically made with a variety of wood types, and they don't have to be very specific. First, we've got the calendar. We've got grapevine pots. We've got aging barrels, apple press. I showed some of this off in the last episode. So I'm going to be grabbing some of this, and let's decorate that cellar that we just made. For the start here, I'm gonna try these stackable logs. Let's see what they look like. Oh, nice. So it's kind of like the campfires, I guess. If you guys have seen people use the campfires to kind of decorate stuff. So that's kind of nice. Stackable logs. All right. And then we also have flower boxes. So let's place a few of these here. And on this side too. This is going to kind of outline our cellar down here. I'm not sure what flowers it's friendly with, but we'll just try the cornflowers. You can seem to place 2 in each pot. There we go. That looks good to me. All right, down here is the finished cellar. Went with the covered lanterns, and I try to go with mostly vanilla palette. So if you're doing this kind of thing in your own world, I highly recommend using terracotta, granite, and bricks. It kind of breaks up the textures for these monotonous walls that are, very similar in color. For the floor, brown mushroom and packed mud. I love this combo. It is just enough variation. I think it's perfect for like a cellar like this. We went with maple stairs here and then spruce logs and oak slabs. So I still got some space here. We're going to stack some logs in the back, kind of like that. Perfect. Then we have these wine boxes. I'm going to see what they look like. Okay, so I guess they're going to be, that's going to kind of be holding different types of wine. So I've got 3 of those. We'll place those there for now. And once we get some wine, we'll be able to come back and add some, bottles to this. I'll place a few flower pots here, even though I don't really have any flowers to put in them right now. We'll just go with more cornflowers. Next up, the fun stuff here, I think it's pretty fun, is these wine storage. Like, this is the big spruce wine bottle storage. So, they're like cabinets, kind of, which I think are really fun. So we're going to kind of sporadically place some of these around. Maybe some more here on this back wall. I think breaking up the colors and textures of these kind of helps fill out the space a little bit more. Oh, these are so cool. I love the dimension. Next up, the basket can be placed. Ooh, that's fun. Storage pot. I'm not familiar with the storage pots at all, so we'll place 2 there, and then we're going to do a row of them here because I think we're going to be needing to use these to make our wine. Apple press we'll place against this back wall, aging barrels we'll place here. I'm gonna, you know, let's remove these. I know I just placed them, but let's place our aging barrels here on this back wall. And then the grapevine pot, I think is the last thing that I kind of need to showcase here. So we got the storage pots and the grapevine pots. Kind of like that you can place them up higher. Like, obviously we're not going to be able to access them from here, but I think it's kind of a nice, like, some inspiration maybe for a potential decoration if you're playing around with this mod yourself. And there we have it. The cellar is all stocked up with different blocks from the mod pack. The mod pack isn't super huge, so there's not a ton of stuff to add. If you're building something like this in vanilla, again, the base game, try using the barrels are great. You got a bunch of trapdoor variants that you can use as well. And I think composters may be a nice way to kind of tie off this area with some chests and composters. In fact, we're going to add a chest down here so that we can throw all of our wine stuff into a chest. Oh, that was interesting. Into a chest in case, you know, we're in the process of making something and we don't want to put it in one of these areas here. Before I forget the calendar, I think this can be placed. Whoa! That is such a nice addition. I like it. It's like a landscape kind of thing going on. I'm going to put on my straw hat here. I'm now Farmer JB. And Farmer JB is ready to collect some grapes. With these grapes, we're going to be able to craft a few kind of fun things like this. Bag of red grapes. And let's see what else we can make. I think we can basically take any of these grape types, put 9 of them into a crafting bench and place a bag of grapes. Oh, that's so cool. The first thing that you're going to need to make is some of these wine bottles. They're pretty easy to make. Let's just go ahead and make a few glass bottles, and then you're just going to stack them on top of each other like this. Makes plenty of glass or wine bottles, so I think we can actually even place these. Can we place these on the ground? No. We maybe need to make them into like a wine first. How about this? Nope. Can't hold them over there either. So let's go ahead and take this grapevine pot, and you'll see we can place 6 grapes inside. Now we're going to jump. And we're going to walk, and we're going to jump, and we're going to jump on them, and it's going to turn it into grape juice. We're going to grab 2 bottles of that. You can see I've already done that. I've got 6 right here. Head over to the aging barrel. Now the aging barrel is going to have a little recipe book that you can click if you need to, and it'll show you all of the recipes for all the stuff you can make. Now some of these are quite explosive, as you can see, but it'll show us the different recipes for whatever we want to make. So before I get started crafting different things, because I'm honestly not 100% sure about all the different recipe types, I'm going to collect some different juices. So let's get these things going. Now that I've collected a few different types of grape juices, you can see I can make 2 different types of wine. The red wine produces fire resistance and absorption effects, and noir wine, healing surge, restores health instantly. I've heard this one is actually insanely good because it does just straight up give you like instant HP. So that is crazy. There's one of those, and I think I can make... Oh, let's go. So basically, red taiga grape juice is just a 1-to-1 ratio. Of course, it goes through a little bit of glass because you got to use the wine bottles. But there we go. Noir wine. And I'm not even injured, but I got to take some. Ooh. I'm going to pretend that was really good. Oh, yeah, I can put it in here, too. Look, I can even fill up the individual slots. That is so cool. The other one I can make, red wine. This is just red jungle grape and sugar. Easy enough. And let's see, can I put them in here now? Can I put them in here? Oh, I can. Okay, so I couldn't put it in something where there's like a block above it, I guess. There we go. Oh, yeah, showcase the wine. For the apple press, you just put a vanilla apple in here and you get apple mash, which is a crafting ingredient. Pretty straightforward. I've also got the apron, the pants, and the hat set up here. Kind of looks like a One Piece cosplay, now that I look at it like this. Beautiful. This area is simply beautiful. So if we zoom in the back, you'll see I added some trees, some orchard trees, which is perfect because we're creating an orchard here. Zelkova, pine, and holly. I love the aspen. They add in that splash of yellow and white, which I think is nice. It kind of breaks up the rest of the earthy tones quite well. We've got moss going here on the sides and all the way around with some prairie grass throughout. If we zoom over here to the left easternmost side, you can see I finally found some cherry trees. So I can go over here and remove this bed too. So this is the vinery cherry tree. In order to find these, you have to go to the forest biomes in vanilla, and you can find these guys, cut them down, and get the saplings. Thank you to Styrkat though. She passed a few along because I looked for quite a while and I couldn't see any. So if you're flying above on an elytra, this is the color of the tree that you're looking for. Kind of a bright, and then it has the small cherries on it. You can right click, of course, and collect the cherries. If we return to the cellar, you'll see that I have collected everything that we need in order to make every type of wine. Now, I'm not going to make every type of wine because it would take me probably 30 or 40 minutes, but this is everything you're going to need. Sugar, iron nuggets, cocoa beans, glowberries, redstone dust, blaze rods, feathers, kelp, snowballs, chorus fruit, cherries, emeralds, beet roots, sweet berries, honey, and gunpowder. I also have the apple mash here. So very quickly, we'll put in the apple mash in here, and we'll put in a few of these wine bottles into this one right here, and we will get apple cider, which is really fun. And I think what's kind of cool about these, or apple juice, I'm sorry, is that you can actually place most of them. So let's actually see. Can we place this one here? No, we can't place it there. Can we place it in here? No. I wasn't able to place that one. Let's make a few more and see if I can figure out how to display these things. I've got everything in my inventory now, and if we click here, you'll see I have most of the things that I can make. So let's make this one right here. Perfect. We'll go ahead and make the ice wine. Let's make villager fright. Sure, why not? Crystalline wine. Of course, we have to make a bottle of crushed creeper, right? Creeper crush. Crush, creeper crush. That looks dangerous for sure. Let's do a few cherry wines here. And we'll cap it off with a stall wine. So we can now stock up these with a few different types of wine. And can we place this one? Oh, see, the stall wine we can just place. Excellent. I think some of these we can place, like this one. Can we place it here? Ooh, beautiful. Really nice. We get a nice kind of custom Voss with that. The crystal wine, very nice. And the bottle of Creeper's Crush. I'm going to try this, but I'm going to do it in an area. It says that it's explosive. Well, that was certainly explosive. Well, now at least I get to see my base without the night vision ring for a little bit. I wear it so often that I sometimes forget what this place looks like without it. But with the shadows getting long in the evening, this place is very moody, but beautiful. Oh man, that done blowed me up a hole. I had to see what the crushed creeper wine did. Well, if you're playing at home, beware the creeper crush. It's quite dangerous. Now that we have the cherry wood, we can make a few other items. If you're playing along at home, all of these kind of custom cherry blocks are very cool. And if we go here on the second page, you'll see that a few of these require cherry wood as well. The ones that come to mind are this one right here, the cherry table, and there's also cherry boats, cherry shelves. Yes, so quite a few cool things that you can make with the cherry wood if you can get your hands on it. We're going to pull a George Washington and go cut down a cherry tree. So while I was working on this, we had a server problem that was causing a lot of lag. Can you guess what it is by taking a look at this? It is the inventory hoppers. If you were setting up something like this, a greenhouse, and you have the botany pots, make sure you're running them into hoppers, into drawers. Because what was happening is this storage system 100% filled up with items. And they started backlogging items. Like if we look in here, you'll see I have a backlog of items. This backlog was causing a lot of strain on my Tom's Simple storage. So just a fair warning, keep that in mind if you're playing along at home with these botany pots. But now we've got a few cherry logs. With the cherry logs, we'll make a few slabs. And now we'll be able to make the big cherry table. And I'll go ahead and make one of these shelves while I'm at it. We will go ahead and put the table here, I suppose. Let's see. How much space does it take? It is a 1 by 2. Very nice. It is a very nice table. I like the kind of pattern here on the front. Very cool. We'll put these back. And then with the shelves, we will put them above the table. So they are just tiny little display shelves that I think we can store stuff on. If you right-click the little shelf with a bottle, it'll display it like that. And this is what it looks like on top of a block. This is what it looks like on the shelf. Well, that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in as we worked here in the wine cellar. This place turned out quite beautiful. Great addition to the house. And the place behind me here, finishing up the vinery and the winery with all the grape plants. And now we got the trees and the moss in. I mean, come on. I run out of words to say. But I think surreal is one of the best ways that I can describe it. I legitimately want to walk through this place in a May evening, just, smell the flowers, smell everything blooming, maybe swat at some bugs that are flying around your face, but I would accept that to sit in the shade of these trees. It is just so gorgeous. That is what I'm going for. I'm trying to create that environment. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and I'll catch you all in the next episode here on the Olympus Craft SMP.